Welcome back to Wepner Farms Productions. Lately, the hot dog factory has been in business. We got two slippery, slimy dogs here, freshly batched up last night. And those are just two of quite a few we've had this week. It is actually Tuesday, and we had two over the weekend. We had four of them yesterday and another two today. So these guys have been just pounding them out. A lot of these cows were due on the 12th, and it is the 17th today, so they're a little bit overdue at this point. Not that far off, but we're gonna take care of these hot dogs and get them off to the start they deserve. So I have not yet figured out who their mothers are. I just walked in here and saw the hot dogs, but I'm sure they had different mothers because they look like they're different races. This little heifer's trying to make a run for it. We're gonna put these in the room right away before they get trampled over by one of these big cows. Come on, go. Come on. Come on. Alright, we got our colostrum, we got our iodine, and we got our vaccination for one calf. So now we're gonna feed these calves, give them their vaccinations. This guy is a bull calf. Oh, this is the wrong one. Wrong blackie. Alright, this one is a heifer, pretty sure. Yep, this one's a heifer, so don't need to band it. That one's taken care of. Keep these straight to make sure we don't do the same one twice. And then this is a Holstein, hopefully a heifer, also a heifer. So both the calves today were heifers. This one's a Holstein, run with our milking herd eventually, and that one is partially Angus, and that one will go over to the steer barn eventually when it gets on to later life activities. But for now, it is just another calf. Alright, so I got these two new calves taken care of, this one and this one. This one was really squirmy. I tend to see a lot more of that with the Angus breed. They tend to be a little more squirmy and a lot of times more ambitious. So they just seem to have a lot more energy. They're a lot faster getting going than Holsteins. Holsteins seem to like to lay around a little bit more until they're older. Then it seems like the Angus, they get a little more tamed out, and the Holsteins, as they get to be like heifers, sometimes they get a little bit crazy. So definitely a little bit different personalities with the two breeds. So done everything I need to do with these guys for now. They'll be headed off into the holding area later on towards this afternoon where they'll then be in their individual pens for about a week and a half to 2 weeks until they're moved out into the calf barns. Just like that, those hot dogs are taken care of. We got our 2 fresh cows here. That's not a fresh cow. Anyways, they're here yet somewhere. I don't know where the other one went. They're hiding. Where did she go? Oh, she's laying down. Okay. The one's laying down, one's over there. They're gonna stay here for right now. I got their numbers written down. Gonna bring them back to the computer and figure out which cow actually had which calf. I can find that out by looking at the semen that we inseminated them with. Obviously one was bred with an Angus, and I like to keep those stats in the computer updated correctly, so that obviously the cow that had the Holstein calf, we want to keep those genetics going and make sure we know who had what, because when it comes to mating later on, we'll know what her pedigree looks like. Okay, down by the computer now. So I just looked up that 53, 58, that was that blacker one, and as you can see here, she was bred with heifer semen. So she had the heifer calf, and then we'll look up the 5206 just to see if our records with that one look right. And this is actually why she was bred to Angus. She was bred a lot of times and obviously didn't take, but she was finally bred here to Angus semen. She took heifer semen 3 times, and then she bred with Angus 3 more times. So she was... So moving on to treating cows, I have this 54-58. I have been kind of keeping an eye on her here. She is 155 days in milk, and she is open, not bred, and she really just kind of dropped on milk on us. Obviously you can see here milk yield has been extremely low. She was given back here, this was a couple weeks ago, she was up in the 90s. She's just slowly been almost drying herself off. She gave 26 pounds this morning. Sorry, these are daily visits, so this is 26 pounds today, 26 pounds yesterday, 24 pounds, 21. So she came up a little bit, but I really can't figure out what is necessarily wrong with her. I think I'm gonna run out there, listen to her lungs today, see how those are sounding. Otherwise, she might just be drying herself off. She's been bred a couple times, insemination, so she's been bred twice. She's open right now on our OBSYNC list, and just not holding her milk. So we're gonna take a gander at her and see if we can find anything wrong with her I missed before. So here she is here, skinnier looking cow, a little bit dirty, but as you can see, she's quite dry, looks dried up. So look at her milk, a little bit light, which makes sense because she has been late in the computer. But I don't think that's her problem. She's got manure splashing all over the place. It actually looks normal. Looks like it's got good consistency to it. Everything looks digested. If anything, it maybe looks a little bit on the pastier side, I guess. So I want to listen to her lungs. Her nose has been a little bit dirty, like she maybe was sticking it in the bedding, but I don't know, she might just be putting herself to the end of her lactation here. Extremely strong heartbeat. Don't hear anything in the lungs. So did a full inspection on her, and didn't necessarily find anything wrong with her that is concerning. She sounds healthy, obviously a little bit skinnier cow. hopefully she breeds this service and can make it through a dry period. But for now, we're gonna give her some stress caps full of a lot of minerals and vitamins and whatnot. So keep her on them for a couple days and see if that helps turn her around, make her feel a little bit better. Her temperature is a little bit low, so maybe she is just not feeling great. Got her first escapee. Made a mess out of everything. Not exactly sure how he got out, but I guess he maybe jumped over that, or not really sure. Wouldn't think that they would be able to jump out of here, but I suppose if he tried hard enough, he could have probably got himself over the man pass. Maybe he should have made those a little taller, huh? Yeah. All right, guys, on to the next portion of the day. Looking goofy with my cap on, but I think it's finally time to finish this barn up. We've been working on it for a very long time, and built everything in here pretty much from scratch. Or, you know, we built everything from purling to setting trusses, or setting trusses first, but to cutting steel, to welding these pens together. We pretty much, this whole thing was built from scrap, and we did it all together as a family and a crew here. We brought in a couple extra people to help us along the way, but pretty much did the whole barn here by ourselves, between my dad and I and little Ricky. Big Ricky helped out a bit, and you know, just some family friends that kind of helped us build it. And we're finally getting down there, working on our last 7 fronts for these panels right now. Gonna get these done, and then little Ricky has a little bit of painting to finish up. He did all the painting of these panels pretty much by himself. I helped very seldomly, and he's been doing a pretty nice job on them overall. So yeah, a long time coming, but I think today we're gonna be able to officially say that these calf barns are wrapped up. I can't think of any other little things we gotta do yet. Once we get all these fronts on, barn should be done. So we designed these fronts ourselves, basically just angle iron perimeter, and then this is the back side where it latches on to the gate, so then they can sit up on here. You set them on, and then we got a piece of square tubing here that then locks it onto the next section. And then as long as you have that one locked and this one locked, you can open this up and it'll all stay solid. So I think it's gonna work pretty well. We haven't run into any problems yet, besides if you open up like 3 of them next to each other, then it's not so good. Then they don't tip over, but they're a little bit floppy. So I guess I'm gonna set you guys up, and I'm gonna go and weld a few of these so you can kind of see the process. And yeah, kind of made them up, the design ourselves, and just kind of mass produced them. Well, there she be, the final one. What do you think? Should I pack up my bags and jump states and let you finish up the rest?
That is a great idea.
I think it's an outstanding idea. So, finally got all the fronts done. Now we need
Welded.
Yeah, welded, not done. So, little Ricky's got his paint shop going over there. He's been working on those. Maybe I'll feel ambitious and give him a hand, but we'll see. So now we gotta weld these up. These are a whole mess of bolts that we're using as locks. So to really make sure we manufactured everything ourselves, these are getting welded together to make little locks for the gates. So that's another fun thing we get to do. I think you should open up a paint shop.
I think that's a horrible idea.
You call it Little Ricky's Paint Shop. You could charge 5 cents per panel.
$5 per panel?
No, 5 cents sounds good.
You're crazy. They'd be charging me for the boringness, not the work.
Still steaming.
The best fumes a person could ever breathe. Let's see how this goes. I suppose it could have went worse. What'd you think about that?
I think that went really well.
Last one. I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride.
How does it feel doing your last little bit?
Great.
Oh
What?
yeah, we could paint the pins. You want to paint the pins? We could paint all the pins. Then they'd all match. They're kind of shiny.
You're more excited than I am.
What do you think? Should we get into the calf barn building?
Let's maybe stick to
business?
the carpentry, not the painting.
I can see so much excitement on your face right now. It's unreal. You got this. Is that done?
Finally.
Ain't that a sight? Started these barns, both of them. Well, technically the fall last year, but we broke ground for them and moved dirt, got everything prepped this spring. Started doing concrete probably in May. I'd say in May sometime. And then just built the building from there whenever we had spare time and put a lot of time into it. But it's crazy how far they've come. We, like I said before, we built everything. We even hung these, did the curtains, did the fans and the tubes and ventilation, and built all these panels. The only thing we didn't do was the concrete and the electricity. Otherwise, oh, and the doors. We didn't do the doors. Otherwise, everything else was installed or built or put together by us as a farm community here. So it's kind of a relief, and we kind of talked about it after we got done here, and we were like, well, now maybe we'll have a little break. But then we remembered all the stuff we need to get caught up on because we spent a lot of time working on these buildings. So it feels good to have them done. Calves are doing really well in here. I think I can almost see a difference in how they look, at least this first time around, and not saying that it's gonna be perfect every time, but completely clean environment, and I think it's set up really nicely, and I think they're just really doing well in here. They just look really good. So hopefully this will be a very large improvement to our herd health and just our calf raising program, raising better calves, healthier calves, getting them to grow a little bit faster, and pushing them a little harder to do a little bit better in the long run. It's been an experience. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. This is a big job for us. We've built buildings, but nothing this big. This thing is huge. We got 63 pens in this barn, overhead ventilation, star trusses, ceilings about 14 feet-ish, I think. I'm pretty sure, because I believe those are 12-foot posts. So another couple feet, you got the top of the ceiling. Then we got this breezeway, this bedding storage, a little bit of a clutter here yet. This is milk house. That is also kind of a mess. I'll peek in here quick. But nice big open floor. We're gonna put some shelves over here. A little bit of wiring that needs to be adjusted in here, but otherwise this room's done. And oh, there's a little trim that's got to be done in there. Saving that for an extremely cold day because it is 55 degrees in there. And then we got our back building here. This building is just a tad, no, that one's taller. One of these is taller. I can't remember anymore. It's so far back in our planning, but it's just a hair taller. Our calves are looking really good in here. They're quite roly-poly, my dad would say. They've been growing really good. I couldn't tell you that they're growing faster, but they look like they're growing faster. I don't know if it's just that they're all together in a pen or what it is, but they look great in here. Pens are a little wet again. We got a little bit behind on our bedding because of those rain days and stuff. It just got over wet and we were a little bit behind on it, so it didn't stay completely dry. Gonna have to be bedded tomorrow morning for sure. They were looking pretty dry this morning, and they really wetted it up today. So these are the ones we weaned the day we moved. So if you watch that video, you kind of have a size comparison on how they looked when we first brought them in. And we brought them in 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago or so. And I think they've been growing really good as well. They're on hay and starter. And I've actually, they seem to really pound through the hay in here. And I don't 100% know why. I think we're feeding less starter, I think is one of the big reasons why they're doing more hay. So that's positive to me. I prefer to get on hay as fast as you can, get them on a forage diet. Obviously not too early, but I believe that that's the right thing to do, is when you wean them off, give them a little bit of time to adjust to getting hay, and then just keep more hay, more hay, more hay, less starter, less starter, is my theory, but everyone's got their own opinion. This guy is a sucker. He does not like the headlocks, and he likes to suck on everyone else, so he gets his own pen for now. One mistake we kind of made when we moved him in here, first day we put him in here, we tried locking him right away. I would not recommend doing that. It scared a lot of them, and there's still quite a few of them that we can't get locked up because they just are scared of it. So if you guys ever build a barn like this, let them get used to it for a couple days before you go and lock their head in a headlock. They don't seem to appreciate that after never seeing a headlock before. But so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you like about the barns, if there's anything you dislike or anything like that. Anything you would have done differently. I think it's pretty solid setup. I think we like it. I know some people like to go different ways, maybe more poly panels, but I like the open atmosphere of this barn. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Tell me about how your day is going, what you guys are doing, where you're from, what you farm maybe, stuff like that. I enjoy hearing from you guys and just kind of knowing who my audience is. So I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.